Hi, my name is Trina Heidi, and today we will be talking about subtracting mixed fractions with different denominators. So to begin, let's say that Sandra had 2 2/3 pies to give to her guests. They only ate 1½ of the pies. So how many pies does she have left over? If we write this out numerically, we end up with 2 1/3 minus 1 1/2 equals how many pies? So she began with 2 2/3 pies. There's 1, 2, and 2/3 pies. The guests ate 1½ of the pie. But we have a problem. We don't have common denominators between these two mixed fractions. So here we have our two mixed numbers, 2 2/3 minus 1 1/2. First of all, we need to change these into fractions. This is done by multiplying 2 by 3 and adding the 2, making it 8/3, and then 1 times 2, which is 2, plus 1 equals 3/2. But can we subtract these two fractions, 8/3 minus 3/2? We need to give them common denominators. But how do we give them common denominators? We need to find the least common multiple between 3 and 2 in order to give them common denominators. So we have 8/3 minus 3/2, and the least common multiple between 3 and 2. We can find this by multiplying 3 times 2, which equals 6. Therefore, our least common multiple is 6. In order to find the fractions now, we must multiply the fractions, both top and bottom, by the other fraction's denominator. And so, here we have our 8/3, and we multiply the bottom and the top by 2, which gives us 16/6. And then we have our second fraction, where we multiply by the first fraction's denominator of 3 and end up with 9/6. And so now we have a new fraction, 16/6 minus 9/6. And so this means, based on our word problem, that Sandra began with 16 pieces of pie. If each whole pie has been cut into 6 pieces. And so here we have all 16 pieces of our pie. And let's say that her guests eat 9 pieces. There we're taking away the 1½ pies that we began with in the word problem. And so there go the 9 pieces of pie, and we are left over with 7 pieces of pie. And so since each of these pieces represented here are 1/6 of the whole pie, this means that she has 7/6 of a whole pie left. Therefore, 16/6 minus 9/6 equals 7/6. Or, when we have our mixed numbers here, we have 2 2/3 minus 1 1/2, which equals 1 1/6 pies that Sandra has left, when we turn our 7/6 into a mixed number. And here are the 1 1/6 pies that Sandra has left. And so let's do a step-by-step for our numerical problem. 2 2/3 minus 1 1/2 equals 8/3 minus 3/2 when turned into a fraction. And then when we do this, we need to find the least common multiple between 3 and 2, which equals 6. And then we must multiply each fraction, top and bottom, by the other fraction's denominator, which in this case gives us 16/6 minus 9/6, which equals 7/6 left over, or 1 1/6 when turned into a mixed number. So the Common Core standards for math that we used in this problem would be for 5th grade, numbers and fractions, numbers 1 and 2. The first one says, add and subtract fractions with unlike denominators, including mixed numbers, by replacing given fractions with equivalent fractions in such a way as to produce an equivalent sum or difference of fractions with like denominators. And the second one says, solve word problems involving addition and subtraction of fractions, referring to the same whole, including cases of unlike denominators. Example, by using visual fraction models or equations to represent the problem. Use benchmark fractions and number sense of fractions to estimate mentally and assess the reasonableness of answers. Thanks for watching!